Um, okay, yeah, as I said, this is a very important day for us because we've been working very hard on this project for the past year. So I want to quickly go over our agenda for today. I will briefly introduce our project team. And then I will lend everything over to Fatma Hanım, where she will give a brief overview about Kırmızı Biber Derneği. Afterwards, I will take over again, give a brief presentation on the project, what we've done, etc. And after that, our project members from Yaşar University and Florida International University will take over and go over their results from the project regarding the gender equality aspects. After that, we will have a short video from the materials we have gathered from our students in the program. We also have several teachers from the program here with us, and they brought some of their students with them. So then we will ask them for their feedback about the program and hopefully get to hear from them and their students about what they thought about the whole program. And then we will have a short Q&A for any questions and answers. And then we will finally conclude with a concluding remark and hopefully take a nice whole group photo. Okay, so let me start by introducing our project team. So in our project team, we have Fatma Aytaç, who is the chairwoman at the Red Pepper Association. She has mainly been involved with leading all the teams in the project, basically taking care of the logistics, taking care of everything, basically, and leading all of us here in the project. Next, we have Tumay Ulukaya, who's also here. She was a great help in building the coding part of the STEAM curriculum. You will also see her presentations and her videos all throughout today's meeting. Next, there's me. I'm Derya Bakiler. I am a PhD student at the University of Texas at Austin. I am studying computational science, engineering, and maths. So this was a really important project for me because I got to design and partly implement the STEAM curriculum and all the experiments. And it was really special and really fun for me as well. Next, we have our project coordinator who has changed, who's different from the name that's currently in the project proposal. It's Tumay Dindar. She's also here. She did a lot of work in this project. She was basically our legs and ears and eyes in Turkey. She went all around. She was really, really helpful, and we all, I think, really appreciate her help. She was an amazing project coordinator for the whole duration of this project. I also want to point out someone else who wasn't in the original project proposal, but basically did a lot of the work. Miss Kezban Mutlu, she's also here right now. Yeah, she's actually my relative. She was, again, a lot of work. I mean, I am in the US, Fatma Hanım is in the US. So basically she was, again, our legs and ears and eyes and arms, everything in Turkey. Kezban and Tumay really, I think, went over and above board to make this project happen. And they were a really, really integral part of it. So I really want to thank them again. And finally, we have our academicians from the gender studies groups. We have Dr. Huriye Toker, who is also here from Yaşar University. You will hear from her in her presentation. I'm sure she will introduce herself as well. And we have Dr. Michela Moro Koçoğlu. We call her Mika. She's also here. She is from Florida International University, and she was also part of our gender studies group who co-led the data collection and analysis efforts in this project. Okay, that was a lot of introductions, but now you know everyone who you will be hearing from during the whole duration of this meeting. So now I will hand things over to Fatma Hanım, and she will give a brief introduction into Kırmızı Biber Derneği and what we do.
Yes, thank you, Derya'cığım. Hi, everyone. Welcome all. Thank you for being with us today for our closing meeting. First, I would like to deepest thank to United States Mission Turkey for supporting our project. Our partners in this project, Yaşar Üniversitesi and Florida International University, and of course, our incredible project team working together throughout this journey. Our project is titled Breaking Gender Barriers in STEAM, representing science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. Observing and understanding that women remain significantly underrepresented in STEAM fields, both in Turkey and globally. This reality visible through both the hard data and our lived experiences. So this project is our response to that real need and step forward transforming the landscape of STEAM for future generations. This project has been a true example of teamwork and collaboration. The educational curriculum was prepared through the joint efforts of our engineering team, Derya, Tümay, and our teachers, and integrating gender lens to this curriculum was made possible with contribution of our academic partners, Yaşar Üniversitesi and Florida International University, and in addition to that, data analysis made by FIU. And special thanks, again, I will repeat it, to Kezban Hoca for her dedication in implementing the project and extraordinary efforts resolving all the issues that arose during its course. Through this project, we reached 200 children. And in implementation, we collaborated with municipalities, schools, and NGOs in earthquake and earthquake affected regions. We extend our sincere thanks to them as well. Having the opportunity to present this project at the United Nations CSW Commission on Status of Women 68 meeting was especially significant for us. And you can follow the updates and events throughout our website. Last but not the least, thanks to Red Pepper Association supporting members and volunteers. If I have forgotten anyone, I apologize in advance. Cultural and social norms play a significant role in guiding women towards roles associated with caregiving and careers that allow them to spend more time at home. This project aims not only encourage girls to enter STEAM fields, but also take steps forward towards breaking down these societal biases. Career choices are closely linked to people's ability to dream and to see the role models. But gender stereotyping and lack of female role models remain obstacles. As a woman engineer myself, I feel immense pride in being a part of a project that addresses this issue. We wanted to do our part so children can freely choose their careers without limitations and pursue their dreams. Thank you all for being a part of this journey and for believing in this mission. That concludes my remarks. Over to you, Derya.
Thank you very much, Fatma Hanım. Then let's proceed with a quick overview of the project and what we have accomplished so that everyone here may not be like super familiar with what went on throughout this whole 1 year. So let me give a quick overview of that. I will be sharing my screen. Okay, can everyone see my screen and presentation? Okay, great. Yeah, so let's get started. A little bit about the Red Pepper Association. Well, our core values are basically gender equality, community engagement, and education and awareness. We want to prioritize the inclusion and empowerment of women and girls in the community. The good thing about Red Pepper Association is we want to always work closely with local communities to make sure that we can address the problem right at its core and actually affect change at the local level. We have also developed several other projects about increasing awareness on gender equality, especially targeted towards young boys and girls. You can find, I think, all of these projects in the Red Pepper Association website as well. So the Red Pepper Association basically led our project, which was, as Fatma mentioned, titled Breaking Gender Barriers in STEAM. So the leading organization was Red Pepper Association, but we did have many other organizations inside, including FIU, Florida International University, and Yaşar University. So this has been truly a team effort of a project. Of course, along with all the volunteers at Red Pepper Association. So the Red Pepper Association, basically in this project, through their volunteers, such as myself and Tumay Ulukaya, led the curriculum development efforts to create an inclusive, gender-sensitive STEAM curriculum for students, and to basically train our teachers who were going to actually give this curriculum. So yeah, so basically the whole point of this project was to target the earthquake affected regions of Turkey and make sure that we can encourage girls to stay in school and, if possible, encourage them to pursue careers in STEAM, because as Fatma mentioned, this is a problem not only in Turkey, but all over the world. So that was our main goal for this project. And how we wanted to do that was implement a gender-inclusive STEAM curriculum in the form of after-school activities, mainly targeted towards young girls, so that we can basically foster some love for STEAM and basically show these young students that they can do everything they want to do, and they can be everything they want to be. So to this extent, we joined like Kırmızı Biber Derneği, Florida International University, and Yaşar University. And thank you again to the US mission for funding this project. We were very lucky to have this whole project funded by them. Thanks to that funding, we were able to actualize this dream of ours. We were able to implement this project in Istanbul, Çanakkale, and the earthquake-affected regions in Turkey, so like Hatay, Adıyaman. Yeah, and as I mentioned, our objective was to encourage girls to pursue careers in STEAM, but we wanted to do this through a gender lens and make sure that we were giving the correct messages about gender equality and making sure we are actually encouraging these girls to pursue careers in STEAM. And at the same time, we wanted to make sure that this project wasn't just a one-year thing and it didn't just end after 1 year. So we made sure to train our teachers who were giving these curricula with coding training, training regarding the experimental aspects of the curriculum, and gender equality training as well. So we hope that these teachers, some of which are here right now, will be able to carry on this project by themselves, or actually teach other teachers as well about this project and all of the things they have learned. So that was, I think, a big part of like our goals in this project, to make sure that it had long-lasting effects. So yeah, the key activities, as I mentioned, were, first of all, we developed a nice curriculum for 2 different age groups, one from like 7 to 12 years of age and one for like 12 to 15 years of age. The curriculums are mostly similar. The activities are adjusted based on the like reasoning capabilities of, I don't know, like 7 to 12-year-olds versus 12 to 15-year-olds, of course. I think our teachers will have more to say about this. So our curriculum basically consisted of 3 different pillars. The first pillar was coding education. We used the coding platform Scratch. And we gave coding lessons to our students, thanks to our teachers. The second pillar was experiments. So almost half of these lessons were focused on developing a hands-on understanding of the laws of physics, laws of chemistry, and giving the students actually something to play with, like to show them how they can enjoy the physics and chemistry of very simple everyday problems. Some of these were like, I don't know, they wanted to build boats from everyday objects, and they raced their boats, showing like trying to see whose boat sank first and how much weight their boats could handle, etc. So that kind of hands-on activities about physics. And finally, we had gender equality-based activities where we had, for example, a panel with Turkish women scientist role models, in which I also took part, and we talked to our students about them. And we had activities about Turkish physicians and Turkish scientists. Now that's so. So basically, the curriculum consisted of these three columns. As I also said before, we had our teacher trainings where we trained our teachers to give this curriculum and to be able to give it with a focus on gender equality. For outreach, we engage with, of course, teachers, students, and other stakeholders like local governments, other associations to be able to find locations for our trainings, for example. So we were able to create a lot of new connections, both locally and internationally. Speaking of international representation, the outputs of this project were discussed in 3 international conferences. One of them that Fatma mentioned was the UN CSW meeting that took place earlier this year. So just some numbers: we reached approximately 200 students. We implemented almost like 120 hours of activities all over Turkey, thanks to, again, our teachers. We trained several teachers, I'm guessing like maybe 10, 15 teachers, and we had 8 meetings with all of these teachers to conduct these trainings. And here you can see little photos of our students actually doing their activities. This was really special for me because I designed this curriculum, and then like 6 months later, I got the links to these photos, and I looked at them, and I could actually see these students actually doing these activities and really enjoying themselves. So it was really special for me. You can also, we have a short video later on for you to see like more of these photos, so don't worry. But yeah, so this was the reach of our project, and we're really proud of this because I think we managed to reach a lot of students, and I like to think that we made a long-lasting impact. Speaking of impact and outcomes, we of course did some surveys with our teachers before and after the project, and reports from our teachers told us that after this program was implemented, they saw a significant rise in the girl students' participation in STEAM activities, which was really crucial for us. And we saw that all of these projects, these coding, education, and other projects, they enhance the motivation, creativity, and problem solving among all these students. And I think a really unique part of this project was our data-driven approach, which our collaborators from FIU and Yaşar University will talk about more right after my presentation. But basically what we did was we conducted preliminary research, and we wrote a report on the gender inequalities and educational needs actually in the places that we wanted to implement this curriculum. So we had robust data to base our curriculum on and to see what were actually the needs of the students and of the teachers in those areas. So that way we were able to like produce a very targeted curriculum, which we saw was actually very effective. Again, let's see about the effect of the project. We, of course, received a lot of feedback from our teachers and students. through again surveys and Zoom meetings and everything. We will see more of that with our teachers here. In a couple of minutes, we will also ask them for their feedback, but they all reported high engagement levels, and that we were able to like gather some really nice data from them, again, regarding the status of gender equality in these cities in Turkey, regarding students in STEAM. So of course, not everything was all like flowers and unicorns in this process, as I'm like just telling it very easily right now. We had a lot of challenges to overcome. For example, we did predict that we would have like limited internet access in some of the regions, but it proved to be more of a challenge, especially because of limited computer access, especially in the coding parts of the project. We were able to overcome this thanks to the budget allocated to us, and we were able to like purchase some laptops and send them to these regions. But again, having like, it's different where like students have to share some laptops versus everyone has their own laptops. So those kind of like technological limitations were something that we faced. Some of the experiments that we designed based on the feedback we got were a little too complicated for the students, especially given the condensed time period that we were doing this implementation in. And also we had to conduct some things, like some activities like the role model panel through Zoom, which we got the feedback that it wasn't, like it would have been more effective if it was face-to-face, but we had like panelists from all over the world, so we had to do it on Zoom. But then maybe if we had more budget, or in the next version of the project, we can actually get all these people to go to that, you know, wherever we're implementing the project, and actually talk about their experiences face-to-face with all these students. That would have been much nicer. So what next? So as I said, from the very start, sustainability was always in our mind. That's why we trained our teachers. We didn't like bring in our own people, but we found local teachers and we trained them, and we made sure that they can ensure the sustainability of this curriculum. Speaking of the curriculum, we have this curriculum, we have all the materials necessary, we have already implemented it. So we have a really nice like framework for future collaborations. And actually we have a nice next project, because with the current momentum that we have with this project, we want to keep it going. And since we have developed everything, like we have all the materials necessary, we would, like, our dream is to have a STEAM summer camp in like a beautiful spot in Turkey, where we can bring like really highly motivated young girls for like a week-long experience filled with like activities like hiking and beautiful nature, and also coding, panels, leadership training, gender equality training. So that is our dream for the next step of this project. And to all our participants in this meeting, please feel free to contact any one of us at Red Pepper Association if you would like to be a part of this and you would like to support us in any way. So with that, I will conclude my part of the presentation. I hope this gave you a nice overview of the project. And I will hand over the microphone to Huriye Hoca at Yaşar University. Thank you very much. Huriye Hocam, please feel free to share your screen.
Thank you. Thank you, Darya. Hi, everybody. It is really incredible to reach that end, and right now we are in front of our all partners and all participants. We got together, and now we are sharing our results with the whole year. We did a good work and a joy, and also it's it's a kind of response to the earthquake from university side. And from the association side, if you ask me, because therefore it's much more valuable. And then thank you for the participants. I would like to share another important point. Florida International University and we, as a national partner, Yaşar University and Association, Red Pepper Association, we got together and we created a knowledge and scientific data, and also syllabus and content for the STEM education. So we try to combine all the efforts and created a good project result. And Yaşar University and Yaşar University Women Research Center I'm representing, and Yaşar University is just in Izmir. It's the west side of Turkey, and with Destina Berfin Sever. Also, she is the second person. She is a lawyer and gender expert. So we got together in this project. So what we did, actually, we tried to emphasize the importance of the training teachers in gender-sensitive pedagogy. So we participate to the training to the trainers, and we emphasize the women and men should be used equally as role models in education materials. And we state that the profession or activity should not be associated with the roles of the femininity and masculinity. Somehow we try to balance the gender aspect of the project. So we try to add the gender value to the project outcomes. And then, as I already said, that Yaşar University is a foundation university. We have only 10,000 students, and Women Research Center is established in 2020. But our aim and to work with the collaboration is much more higher than this short history. So we work with Florida International University and focused on launching the survey, focus group, collecting data, using results to fine-tune the research methodology and collection of data, and evaluating the preliminary findings, which Mikael Koçoğlu, she will already represent after me. So Yaşar University and Florida International University team edited the proposed curriculum to include a gender-sensitive perspective. The research team suggested to use visuals and cases which represent both sexes. Examples include girls and women in the curriculum. Then teacher trainings were organized, and Yaşar University gender experts support these trainings as well. So we try to complement each other in this journey, in this project. As you see, this is the curriculum, which represents, probably you already saw the documents, but I just want to show that these curriculums also evaluated from the gendered aspect. We even visual to visual, we work together. Are they really gender sensitive enough? Are they containing what the aim? Are they containing the visuals and experiments, gender sensitive aspects? So we try to secure these issues. Then what we do, what we did to, then we, as already Daria said, that we created two different curricula because we have two different age groups, from 7 to 11, from 12 to 15. So these representing different groups. So they, we try to develop their curriculum according to their age needs. And then Yaşar University and Florida International University team edited to ensure gender-sensitive approach in coding education and STEM education. And furthermore, we try to give the figures. We look at the figures from that perspective, gender-sensitive perspective, and we try to give the balance and educational materials and give the examples properly and from the gendered aspect. We try to secure all these issues. And can we skip to the next slide? Yes. And this is also the Turkish version, what we said that. Then we give some future possibilities. What can we do in STEM education? We try to give these issues to the teachers' trainings, because what can they do? How they can handle the gender issues through their STEM education? We try to point out what they can do. For example, when they give opportunity to the students, they need to think about not only the boys in the STEM education, in, for example, in the physics or in the chemistry education, they need to just underline that boys and the girls need same response timing. So we try to make these issues clear enough. Then we also work in the dissemination actions. We created, as Yaşar University and the rest of the group, of course, we created and edited and designed 6 posters. As you will see a little bit later, 3 of them represents the Turkish science and 3 women in science, and 3 of them also represent the international role models, science, women in science education and in science fields. So these role models, they give extra strength to for the students, because they need to see what's happening. What are they doing right now? For example, one of them, with her permission, of course, Darya's poster, we created Darya's poster because one of them is among us. We want to show that this is not really far away. As you see, one of them is Darya. Another one is Canan Dağdeviren and Özlem Türeci. Yes, these 2 are much more well-known, but Darya is among us. So we want to show these students are, yes, it is possible. So the future is possible for them. And then we want to also give another aspect. We want to show the international role models as well, because it is not Turkish. This issue is international issue. Then they need to look at the other possible the other possible role models. And then these 3 role models, we took all the permission from Canadian Museum of Science and Technology. From that project, we got their permission, and we created the Turkish version of these posters. So it is valuable for us as well. And then, of course, we in STEM education for our project, we wrote the press releases both in Turkish and English. Whatever we created as a product, we created in English and in Turkish. And also it teaches us, actually this project teaches us to work in international environment, to work with the Florida International University, to work with US Embassy. So we all together, we try to use both languages and learn a lot, actually. And thank you for your attention. And Destina, Berfin, Sever, and me, we are really now, I guess we don't want to get rid of this emotional moment. So we hope that in the future we will work more with this project team. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Toker. That was a really nice presentation. Mika, would you like to continue with your presentation?
Evet, teşekkür ederim. Let me share my screen.
Thank you. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the chat. I would be happy to address them to our presenters. We will also have a short Q&A session towards the end, so feel free to save them also for the end. Okay. Over to you. Thank you.
Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Hoş geldiniz. My name is Dr. Michaela Mora-Koçoğlu, and I work at the Center for Women's and Gender Studies at FIU. Together with Yaşar, the Women's Research Center at Yaşar University, we developed a survey to examine the post-disaster gender gap in education after the earthquake, which impacted the lives of 4 million students, and that includes 350,000 refugee and migrant children. As of today, many children, particularly girls and young women, have not returned to schooling. And the quantitative survey that we implemented aimed to determine gender-specific obstacles to attend schooling and to develop a targeted incentive for girls' education. So I will present the results of the quantitative study. All right. So already before the earthquake, Turkey has had a persistent gender gap in secondary enrollment. In 2019, a 28% school dropout rate was recorded, which is the highest rate among countries in Europe for both boys and girls. And as you can see on this slide, the gender gap in education increased from 17.9% in 2000 to 22% 19 years later in 2019. And the schooling rate for high school aged girls in the southern Anatolia region remains lowest at 68%, compared to a rate of about 90% in the western regions. All right. So this gender gap in education trickles down into the job market. 27% of young people between the age of 15 and 29 are neither studying nor working. And that impacts 12.5% of men compared to 21.3% of women within this age group. And that is a stark contrast to the OECD average of 8.2%. So our quantitative study was launched on January 1 and implemented until the end of January, so for 31 days. Respondents represented 20 different cities across all of Turkey. We had a total of 69 responses, both from the earthquake region as well as major cities. But our analysis, we could only base on reliable data, and that represented 66 respondents. So the purpose of our survey was threefold: to determine the current gender gap in education, to assess existing STEAM educational landscape, and most importantly, to identify barriers that prevent all children from attending school, but particularly girls and young women. And I'm not going to linger long on this slide. It shows the demographic data for respondents, who were a majority of whom were teachers. And this simply shows the disciplines that they are engaged in at school. I wanted to very briefly talk about the language diversity. So we have languages spoken by students that include Arabic, English, Kurdish, Russian, Spanish, and of course, Turkish. 86% of respondents said their students speak primarily Turkish, whereas English, Spanish, and Russian are spoken exclusively by children in the major cities that were Ankara, Antalya, and Istanbul. Now, as to the availability of STEAM education, we have 89% of institutions reported that they have some form of instruction in the STEM areas, but 11% of institutions indicated a complete absence of STEAM programs. And 29%, which is about a third, offer less than 25% of STEAM-related content. And only a small minority, 12% of institutions that we surveyed, have more than 75% of their curriculum dedicated to STEAM. In terms of STEAM materials, you have to take into account that this was a limited sample size. But regardless, we determined a significant disparity in the availability of STEAM materials, specifically when you contrast major cities with the earthquake-affected cities, right? 82% of institutions did report access to internet and Wi-Fi, and 64% have computers and laptops. Less commonly available materials included microscopes, to which only 20% had access, but a mere 7% were able to access software, and 6% of these respondents were in major cities. and only 3% reported access to smart boards. After school STEAM programs would be one way to compensate for these gaps, but were only offered at 15% of institutions that we surveyed. One major aspect of our survey was safety. And that includes safe travel to and from school, as well as safety within the school premises. And that is fundamental to ensure that the students' well-being, right? And that is only insufficiently met according to our survey. 21% reported that travel to and from school is unsafe. But most concerning is that almost a quarter, 24% reported that school premises are not restricted to children, teachers, and staff, making the school environment potentially unsafe. Another aspect is that, and again, despite the limited scope of our survey, 8% of institutions have their restroom facilities situated outside the school premises. And that is a general safety risk for all students, but it disproportionately impacts girls and young women, especially during menstruation, when safe access to restroom facilities is crucial. Let me continue with the topic of female health. So menstruation is often surrounded by cultural stigma, as we all know, and misconceptions that lead to feelings of shame and secrecy. But educational programs can help normalize this, reduce misinformation and stigma. And education specifically on menstrual hygiene helps children to manage menstruation effectively. And that, in consequence, would reduce absenteeism and improve school participation. Our present survey clearly indicates that the majority of educational institutions that we surveyed do not provide a gender-inclusive environment. A staggering 71% reported that they have no menstrual hygiene training at their school, and only 15% said that they have training about menstruation. 14% remained uncertain. Let me go to the next slide. So international research and scholarship confirms that lack of menstrual health management and lack of access to period products has potential health, social, and economic consequences. 91% of respondents reported that no period products were provided to girls and young women at their institutions. 6% were uncertain, and a minuscule 3% confirmed that they do provide period products. So our findings support the thesis that girls and young women face major obstacles in general, but particularly in the earthquake region, to stay in or return to schooling. It is widely established that a lack of menstrual knowledge, poor access to sanitary products and facilities, all combined are factors that make it difficult for girls and young women to attend school. In addition, availability of STEAM education, which is a key tool for career and employment opportunities, remains limited in many of the reporting regions. And this gender gap in education will perpetuate existing socioeconomic inequalities within society. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for your attention, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
I think there was a question in the chat from Mr. Alfaro. He asked how many institutions in total were surveyed.
So as I said, we had a limited scope, which means that we received 69 responses from 69 different institutions across Turkey. But we only used 66 of these responses because those were the only reliable responses.
Thank you very much. So that was our presentations regarding the project. I believe we have a short video now, like a quick 3-4 minute video that shows some of the content that we've received from our teachers at the field.
I
If
can
you-
share
Yes,
screen
yes.
if you want. Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. One of our students from Hatay, her name is Gökçe, shared her thoughts about the project in a video. And we have prepared a 4-minute video that includes her message along with highlights from the project activities, and we'd like to share with you. Let me share my screen. Okay. This. Can you see?
We can see it, but we cannot hear the sound. I think you should share with computer sound when you are sharing your screen.
Now? Is it better?
No, we still don't have any sound.
Ses,
Can
ses yok.
anybody else share this one? It's on YouTube.
Let me just pull it up and try sharing.
Okay.
Merhaba, ben Gökçe.
Okay. If you can stop. Okay.
Okay.
Hı hı.
Okay. So I should be sharing now. Okay.
Hepsi Cengiz. Bugün STEAM projesi hakkında konuşacağız.
Can you hear the sound of the video? Okay. Let's start.
Merhaba, ben Gökçe Cengiz. Bugün STEAM projesi hakkında konuşacağım. İlk başta yazılım dersleri gerçekleştirdik, onları işledik. Yazılım nedir ve benzeri şeyleri araştırdık, öğrendik. Kodlama dersleri gerçekleştirdik. İleriki hayatına teknomühendisi, yazılım mühendisi veya bilgisayar alanında gelişmek isteyen, meslek edinmek isteyen arkadaşlarımıza ufak çaplı bir ön hazırlık oldu, bir temeli atmış olduk. O bakımdan iyi oldu. Ardından projeler gerçekleştirdik. Batmayan gemi, araba, mıknatısları, iyonları öğrendik. Biraz daha yaratıcılığımızı geliştirme odaklı düşündük. O bakımdan iyi oldu. projesi gerçekleştirdik ünlü fizik mühendisi, ünlü kadın fizik mühendisleriyle veya yazılım alanında geçmiş kadınlarla. Bize her şeyin cinsiyetten ibaret olmadığını, o engelleri, toplumumuzda bulunan cinsiyet engellerini biraz daha aşmamız gerektiğini, kendilerinin bunu başardığını ve her şeyin cinsiyetten ibaret olmadığını, bir kadın olarak da çok daha iyi yerlere gelebileceğimizi ve bunu tek başımıza başarabileceğimizi bize anlattılar.
Uçan robot bildiğimiz ya da küçük helikopter robotlar da var ama şu an bu alanda yani uçan robotlar dünyasındaki en popüler robot tarzı dronlar. 4 tane
Çalışmaya başlıyorum ama gece 12'ye kadar çalışıyorum ya da sabah çalışıyorum. Yani sizin nasıl bir ve ben bunu daha çok seviyorum. Ben mesela işte çok böyle işte sabah 9'da kalkayım, akşam 5'te çıkayım tarzı bir iş bana uygun değil mesela. Benim yaşamak istediğim hayata uygun değil diye düşünüyorum. Bu yüzden akademisyen olmak, bu yüzden araştırmacı olmak istiyorum. Bu da sebeplerinden biri mesela mesleği seçmem. O yüzden
Evet. Pardon.
lütfen devam edebilirsiniz.
Bilgisayar programı yazmak, özellikle ticari bir program yazmak gerçekten çok yoğun mesai gerektiriyor başlangıç aşamasında. Ama bu sonsuza kadar giden bir yoğunluk değil benim hayatımda da gördüğüm.
Ardından her şeyi başarabileceğimizi, hepimizin o potansiyele sahip olduğumuzu, istediğimiz yere gelebileceğimizi ve bunu rahatlıkla yapabileceğimizi, sadece biraz daha çalışma odaklı düşünmemiz gerektiğinden bahsettiler. Fazlasıyla verimli ve eğlenceli geçti. Şahsen ben memnun kaldım. Teşekkür ederim.
Rahmanirrahim varten.
Thank you all very much for the video. I think we can post the link also in the chat box. I think Mr. Alfaro has a presentation also. Would you like to go ahead with that? Or
Sure. No, there's no slides or any visuals to share. Just a few words to everyone here. But first of all, thank you for today's meeting and the presentation, all the work that you put into this amazing project. So thanks everyone for today and for the efforts. We're here to celebrate the hard work that you've all put into this transformative Breaking the Gender Barrier in STEAM project. I know it's been over a 12-month effort that's been put in with everyone here in collaboration between Red Pepper Association, the Yaşar University, and Florida International University, and of course other local partners here in Turkey. So first of all, thank you. It's been great to witness it, to witness all the work and the impact that you've had. It's clear that it's not just about the evaluation and the numbers, it's about the people behind that and the impact you're having on people's lives. And for us, on behalf of the mission, our most important, there's something that came up. Our most important, one of the most important priorities that we have is to support and promote equity for all people in this case in Turkey, and also support connections between US and Turkey. So with the collaborations that you all have demonstrated here, for us, this is a huge win and success. Ideally, we love to see these relationships continue between the universities and the individuals at different organizations to be able to continue supporting and strengthening the relationships between our two countries. I would also like to add that it's unfortunate that this project really stemmed and focused on the disparities that the natural disasters produced here, and specifically the earthquakes last year, and how that's kind of magnified and worsened unfortunate disparities that already existed. As you all clearly mentioned, specifically in STEAM, girls and women's involvement is really low globally. So that's an area that we constantly, not just in Turkey, even in our own country, in the United States, are constantly trying to reduce the gap that exists in the field. I myself, I'm a graduate of a science background. I graduated with a meteorology degree and mathematics degree. I understand the importance of science and math. And now here as a diplomat, I think that it brings to my career different perspectives, more analytical and qualitative sort of views on our policies and our approaches to our work. And I think that can be completely important for all work, not just necessarily in STEM, but that's going to be able to train youth to be able to apply this really important skills in whatever they decide in the future. So thank you for all that you've done. We appreciate the partnership. Without your expertise and your research and your dedication, we clearly would not be able to do this. But this is why, as a mission in Turkey, we have our grants program that we are very proud to support this project through, and we look forward to seeing what else we can work on, either through your connections, through other efforts that perhaps your networks can contribute to. I would just like to take this opportunity to note that we just recently announced within this past week our new notice of funding opportunity that has 2 new deadlines for any individuals and also organizations that qualify. So that's something for you all to please share publicly with anyone that you're available to have. That's on our US mission website. And specifically about the priorities of this project. I'm not sure if those here on the call are aware of our US Department of State funded Tech Girls. It's a summer camp that's for girls to go to the US, fully funded. Turkish young women are of the ages of 15 to 17 are eligible to apply. English is a requirement, so that's just one to remember as you share the program. But it is open currently for next summer for those who qualify, and the deadline is in December. So I'm happy to share a link in the chat before I log off so you guys can access that. And I also would like just to mention, since this project has focused on young girls, some who reach towards like the high school age range, I also want to emphasize the YES program. It's not tech related, it's not STEM related specifically, but it is for high school students to be able to go to the US and live during high school and live with the host family for 1 year. That's just one of our efforts to be able to capture high school students and hopefully strengthen the relationships between our 2 countries starting at a younger age. So that's another initiative that for those who have connections, teachers here on the call, I'm hoping that we can try to get the word out to more students who don't hear about our programs, so that we can get a more diverse group involved and hopefully applying to these programs. So just to conclude, from the mission's perspective, thanks to your international collaboration between the US and Turkey, we're really proud and happy to see this. So thank you very much. My colleague here on the call, Badish Mendoza, myself, and in my public diplomacy section team, and everyone here at the US Consulate and at the US Embassy in Ankara, we're always available. We look forward to connecting and maybe being able to connect with the schools that you all worked in the future. Badish and I have our Diplo Dialogue program where we go and meet with students. We can talk about STEM. We can talk about what we do at the consulate. And with your connections and support, we are always open to and seeing how we can, again, further strengthen the relationship between the 2 countries. So thank you again. In short, we really appreciate all your efforts. Thank you to specifically the 3 institutions, Red Pepper Association, Yaşar University, and Florida International University for the collaboration on this project. And please, I hope that this will not be the last time we speak. I hope we can continue these relationships. And if you need our information, for those on the call, please feel free to share contact information for Badish and I, and we're able to continue these conversations. So again, thank you very much. And thanks for inviting me to today's meeting.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alfaro, for all your nice words. We will make sure to email all the teachers that we have on our roster about these opportunities for their students to make sure that we can increase actually the participation. Speaking of our teachers, finally, and we have this small segment, we invited some of our teachers and their students from the program. And if it's all right with you as well, Mr. Alfaro, I would like to now transition into Turkish so that we can better communicate with our teachers and get some feedback on the project from them. Şimdi bundan sonrasını artık Türkçe devam edeceğiz. Davetli öğretmenlerimiz buradalar mı? Nagihan Hocam, Ender Hocam, Mert Ali Hocam. Sizlerden ve öğrencilerinizden kısa kısa geri dönüşler almayı çok isteriz. Zaten biz uzunca bir geri dönüş toplantısı yapmıştık öğretmenlerimizle ve öğrencilerimizle. Ama misafirlerimiz için ve hani kapanış toplantısı bağlamında da sizden ve öğrencilerinizden birkaç dakikalık geri dönüşler projenin geneli hakkında almayı çok isteriz. Nagihan Hocam, sizinle başlayabiliriz isterseniz.
Açayım. Merhabalar, herkese iyi akşamlar. Kusura bakmayın, birazcık hastayım. O yüzden sesim kötü geliyor olabilir. Güzel bir sunum hazırlamışsınız. Herkesin gerçekten ellerine sağlık, emeklerine sağlık. Bu projede öğrenciler, tabii ki de öğrenciler açısından çok faydalı bir etkinlikler yaptık öğrencilerimle de. Onlar gayet memnunlar bu durumdan. Tabii daha elimizde imkanlar olsa daha da bu STEAM'i uygulayabilsek. Ben fizik öğretmeniyim. Fizikte bildiğiniz gibi uygulamaya yönelik bir ders olduğu için ve öğrencilerin genelde hep böyle matematiksel terimler, denklemler üzerinden bir eğitim gördükleri için hep böyle bir ön yargıları var. Fakat STEAM'in gerçekten daha da geliştirilip daha da bütün öğretmenlerin, bütün okuldaki yönetmeliğin de el birliğiyle beraber uygulanması çok daha iyi olacaktır öğrenciler açısından da. Bu şekilde düşünüyorum.
Çok teşekkürler hocam.
Ben teşekkür ediyorum.
Nagihan Hocam, Hatay'dan siz devam etmek ister misiniz? Sanırım mikrofonunuz kapalı hocam.
Şimdi geliyor sesin değil mi? Evet, ben Hatay'da görev yapıyorum fen bilgisi öğretmeni olarak. Geçtiğimiz dönem öğrencilerimle güzel vakitler geçirdik bu proje sayesinde. Hem ben keyif aldım hem öğrencilerim. Ben zaten üniversitedeyken de proje tabanlı eğitim almıştım, ders almıştım. Ve bu STEAM etkinliklerini görünce aynısı olduğunu gördüm ve çok heyecanlanmıştım aslında. Çünkü çok keyifli vakitler geçirdim o üniversite yıllarında. İşte hipotezi kendimiz belirlediğimiz, işte çözüm önerilerinin 4-5 grubun farklı çözüm önerileriyle sonuca ulaştığımız projeler yapmıştık. Aynısını öğrencilerimle yaşadım. Güzel oldu. Güzel bir deneyimdi. Fen eğitimi zaten projeye çok odaklı, çok projeyle ilerlemesi gereken bir ders. Böylelikle öğrenciler bunu tadabildi. Yani sınırlı sayıda öğrenciler tatsa da. Onun dışında bir de Scratch eğitimi vardı. Öğrencilerim Defne, Firtali ve bugün ben Aden'le birlikte bu toplantıya katıldık. Üçü de çok başarılılardı. Hem STEAM etkinliklerinde hem Scratch eğitiminde. Keyif aldığımızı düşünüyorum. Güzel bir çalışmaydı. Ben teşekkür ediyorum sizlere bunlara bize dahil ettiğiniz için. Onun dışında ekstra söylemek istediğim bir şey yok. Gayet güzel ve keyifliydi. Video çok hoşuma gitti. Benim öğrencilerimin videosu, yani sevinçlerini falan görünce çok böyle mutlu oldum, gururlandım. Orada o videoyu da kendim çekmiştim. Ya çok hoşuma gitti. Elinize sağlık o video içinde. Teşekkür ediyorum ben. Bir öğrencim sürekli yayından düşüyor. İsterseniz ona hemen söz verebiliriz. Yayın akışınız nasıl olacak bilmiyorum ama sürekli yayından düştüğü için o buradayken ona söz vermek iyi olur diye düşünüyorum.
Peki, tabii ki.
Defne Cengiz kendisi.
Defneciğim, eğer mikrofonunu açabilirsen senden de proje hakkındaki görüşlerini alabiliriz. Defne burada mı? Bakalım.
Kontrol ediyorum ben de.
Sanırım şu an şeyde değil.
Evet, galiba tekrar düşmüş. Ben tekrar girmesi için geri dönüt vereceğim kendisine. Teşekkür ediyorum, kusura bakmayın.
Başka öğrenciniz varsa
Aden konuşabilir.
Adencim, burada sen.
Evet, buradayım.
Bir sorumuz var galiba, onu alalım. Barış Bey mi?
Aden eğer
Tamam.
proje hakkındaki
Defne peki. Defne Aden'e ya da.
Ben basmamıştım. Devam edebilirsiniz. Teşekkürler.
Tamam. Evet Adencim, senden dinleyebiliriz. Ne düşünüyorsun proje hakkında? En sevdiğin kısımlar ne oldu? Neyin farklı olmasını isterdin belki?
Ben projeyi çok sevdim. Streç'i de çok sevdim. Yaptığımız projeler, batmayan gemiler çok hoşuma gitti. Kendi grubumla birlikte e, hayal gücümüzle birlikte çalıştık. Çok güzeldi, çok farklı bir deneyimdi. Değiştirmek, farklı olmasını istediğim bir şey de yok.
Çok teşekkür ederiz. Çok sevindik. Çok hoşunuza gittiğine. Zaten bunların hepsini biz de sizin için yaptık. Başka öğrenciniz var mı? Nagihan Hocam konuşmak isteyecek.
Ferit Ali var. 2 kız öğrenci, bir erkek öğrenci almıştım. Ferit
Tamam.
Ali konuşursa çok iyi olur.
Tamam. Ferit Ali'cim buradaysan eğer senden de duymak isteriz geri dönüşlerini.
Ben beğendim Scratch projesini. Deneyler yaptık yani eğlenceliydi. Tekrar olmasını isterim yani.
Bu arada Ferit Ali araba deneyini tek yapabilen öğrencimdi. Motor kullanabiliyor ve mühendislik becerileri en iyisi kendisiydi. Bir erkek olarak söylüyorum ama.
Ya, aferin Ferit Ali. Umarım devamını getirebiliriz projenin de. Hocam Defne gelmediyse
Evet, Defne'yi kontrol ediyorum. Geri dönütte sağladım onu aslında ama ulaşamadım. Henüz gelmemiş.
devam edelim. o
Devam
zaman.
edelim. Evet. Çok
Tamam.
teşekkür ediyorum. Sağ olun.
Biz teşekkür ederiz. Ender Hocam, sanırım siz de buradasınız öğrencilerinizle. Sizden
Evet,
de
herkese iyi akşamlar diliyorum.
iyi akşamlar.
Öncelikle bu projenin gerçekleşmesinde emeği geçen herkese çok teşekkür ediyorum. Yaşadığımız deprem felaketinden sonra hem bizler için hem de öğrenciler için güzel bir moral oldu. Çok eğlendi öğrenciler. Biz de onlarla beraber çok eğlendik. Hem Scratch programıyla kodlama hem de deneylerle beraber öğrenciler çok güzel vakit geçirdiler. Ve çoğu geri dönüşte hocam gelecek yıl tekrar olmasını çok isteriz gibi geri dönüşler aldık öğrencilerden. Benim de öğrencilerimden Göksu ve Zeynep var. Göksu Cengiz ve Zeynep Özal. Göksu zaten videoda konuşma yapan öğrencimdi. Kendisini de bu özgüveni açısından kutluyorum. Gerçekten çok güzel bir video yapmış, konuşma yapmış. İsterseniz ona bağlanabiliriz.
Tamam, tabii ki Göksu'cum sen
Defne bağlanmış zannediyorum. Deryacığım, istersen Defne düşmeden bir söz verelim mi?
tamam tabii. Defneciğim, sen ne düşündün proje hakkında? Sanırım herhalde yine düşmüş Defne. Tamam, o zaman bağlanır bağlanmaz Defne'ye bağlanırız. Göksu'yla devam edelim isterseniz. Göksu, sen ne düşündün proje? Zaten videonu gördük. Çok teşekkür ederiz. Söylemek istediğin başka bir şey var mı?
Merhaba, rica ederim tekrardan. Ya şöyle söyleyeyim, yaptığımız deneyler orada da bahsettiğim gibi fazlasıyla yaratıcılığımızı geliştirdi. Biraz daha ne derler? Projeyi geliştirmeyi falan öğrendik. Artı olarak belirtmek isterim. Sizinle bir görüşme sağladık. Okulda da ünlü fizikçi insanları, yani fizik alanına geçmiş insanları araştırdık. Bu bende biraz daha hani onlar yapabiliyorsa ben neden yapamayayım fikrinin oluşmasını sağladı. Yani biraz daha çaba göstermeye başladım. Bu yüzden size çok çok teşekkür ediyorum. Söyleyeceklerim bu kadar. Ve fazlasıyla verimli geçti.
Çok teşekkür ederiz. Göksu, çok mutlu olduk. Tabii ki yani hepimiz istediğimiz her şeyi yapabiliriz kesinlikle. Bence de zaten projenin ana mesajı da buydu. Çok memnun oldum ben böyle düşünmene. Bir de Zeynep var sanırım. Ender Hoca'nın öğrencisi. Zeynep, senin söyleyeceğin var mı? Ne düşündün proje hakkında?
Öncelikle merhaba. Ben de bu projeden çok fazla verim aldım. Çok severek yaptık. Herkes yaratıcılığını kullandı. Arkadaşlarım ve ben bence gayet iyi bir şekilde verim aldık. Zamanımızı daha iyi kullandık. Ve bu sene de olursa çok memnun olurum. Çünkü gerçekten arkadaşlarımızla beraber bir şeyleri yapmak, bir şeyleri başarmak hepimize çok iyi geliyor. Yani bu şekilde teşekkür ederim.
Biz teşekkür ederiz Zeynep. İyi ki projemizin bir parçasıydın ve verim almana da çok sevindik. Ender Hocam, çok teşekkürler öğrencilerinize
Biz teşekkür ederiz. Gerçekten emekleriniz için, ayırdığınız zaman için. Özellikle panel öğrenciler de çok etkili olmuş. Bunu da görmüş oldum. Bu tarz paneller eğer yine gerçekleşirse çok seviniriz.
Tamam. Tabii ki bunun notunu alıyoruz hemen. Defne bağlanmış. Hemen Defne'ye söz verelim. Defneciğim, ne düşündün proje hakkında? Ne söylemek istersin bize? Tamam. Defne belki chat'e yazabilir görüşlerini diye düşünüyorum. Eğer internet ile sorunu varsa öyle daha verimli olabilir.
Mikrofonu kapalı aslında. Mikrofonunu açsa hani şu anda bağlı çünkü.
Evet. Defneciğim, mikrofonunu açabilirsen eğer bizi duyabiliyorsan. İsterseniz biz devam edelim. Defne, istediğin zaman mikrofonunu açıp konuşabilirsin. Zaten süremiz de sona geliyor. En son Mert Ali hocamız burada mı? Evet, burada. Sizden de ufak bir geri dönüş alabilirsek çok memnun oluruz hocam.
Öncelikle iyi akşamlar herkese, selamlar. Projenin bu proje hakkında ilk duyum aldığımdan itibaren aynı heyecanı şu anda taşıyorum. Özellikle robotik kodlama konusunda tam da böyle bir ihtiyacın da olduğunu düşündüğüm bir anda karşıma çıkan bir projeydi. Tabii ki cinsiyet eşitliği de buna dahil. Benim için kolay ve eğlenceliydi. Önceki toplantıda da söylediğim gibi. Çünkü benim miniklerim daha öncesinde de beraber sürekli deneyler gerçekleştirdiğimiz, çeşitli aktiviteler yaptığımız küçük çocuklardı. Onlarla aşinaydık yani. Hepsi de bana aşinaydı. Ben herhangi bir okulda öğretmenlik yapmıyorum şu an. Henüz atanmamışım. Ama hepsindeki o heyecanı, yeni bir şeyi öğrendiklerini, ilk defa duyduklarını bile fark ettim. Bu bol eğitime, öğrenecekleri şeye ne kadar heyecanla başladıklarını, cinsiyet eşitliği konusunda da zaten belirttiğim gibi öncesinde de bizim informal şekilde verdiğimiz eğitimden onların ne derece hani belli bir seviyeyi aşmış olduklarını zaten biliyordum. O konuda çok rahattım. Materyaller ve deneyler konusunda da çok iyi bir şekilde hazırlandığını ilk göz gezdirdiğimde programa zaten anlamıştım. Onun dışında benimkiler birinci sınıflardı. Miniklerdi. Her şeye tabii ki çok heyecanlılardı. Ama kız öğrencilerim sayısı tabii ki daha yüksekti. Onun dışında eğitim süresinde şunu gözlemleyebildim. Erkek öğrencilerin hani kızlar da yapabiliyormuş. Kızların da böyle bir şeyi aslında hani tamamen önceden edindikleri bir ön yargı. Çevreden görerek tabii ki yapacak bir şeyleri yok. Bunun kendi kafalarında nasıl değiştiğini wow deyişlerinden çok net bir şekilde anlayabildim. Güzeldi, heyecan vericiydi. Geliştirmek, devamını getirmek isterim. Bize de bunu sağladığı için emeğe geçen herkese teşekkür ederim.
Çok teşekkür ederiz hocam. Çok memnun olduk bunu da duyduğumuza. Tabii ki cinsiyet eşitliğine olan yolculukta sadece kadınların değil erkeklerin de büyük bir rol oynaması gerektiğini hepimiz biliyoruz. O yüzden çok sevindik. Sizin herhangi bir öğrenciniz var mı burada?
Maalesef ben ulaşmaya çalıştım. Gruba da yazdım. Ulaşmasını hani katılmasını beklediğim bir iki ihtimal vardı. Ben de şu an başka bir proje içerisindeyim burada. Yurt dışından gönüllü arkadaşlarımızla beraber belli bir okulda başka bir okuldan geliyoruz. Uzak bir yerdeyim. Toplantıya da yetişemeyecektim. Onlarla da iletişim sağlayamadım çoğuyla. Zaten hani eğitim süresinde de kurs süresinde de bu sıkıntıyı yaşadım. Çoğunun telefon ve tablete erişimi yoktu.
Hı hı. Tamam hocam.
Maalesef benim şu an öğrencim yok.
Tamam. Çok teşekkür ederiz hocam.
Rica ederim.
Böylelikle toplantımızın sonuna geldik. Bizim için, panelistlerimiz için ya da toplantıda herhangi bir için sorusu olan var mı? Are there any questions in the audience for any of us in the panel? Please feel free to
Before
come.
that, can we take a photo, group photo? I think some of our friends needs to leave. Deryacığım.
Of course, yeah. Okay, if everyone can pose for the group photo. Herkes kamerasını, müsait olanlar kameralarını açabilirse bir fotoğraf çekmek isteriz hep beraber. Fatma Hanım siz çekeceksiniz herhalde. Tamam.
Evet. 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 5. First page, let me have the second one. 1, 2, 5.
Ben
Okay.
de çok teşekkür ederim herkese emeği geçen bu hazırlamış olduğunuz sunumlar için de bugünkü çok teşekkür ederim. Güzel bir proje olmuş. Burada öğretmenlerin ve öğrencilerimizin de geri dönüşünü dinlemek güzel oldu. Herkese iyi akşamlar diliyorum.
Çok teşekkür ediyoruz.
Peki sanırım bir teşekkür slaytımız vardı bizim de projede emeği geçen insanlar için. İsterseniz onu açalım. Herhangi sorusu olan varsa alabiliriz. Eğer yoksa da teşekkür slaytımız ile beraber tekrar projede emeği geçen herkese çok teşekkür ederiz. ABD Türkiye Misyonu'na tabii ki çok teşekkür ederiz. Kırmızı Biber Derneği, FIU, Yaşar Üniversitesi, herkes ve bütün öğretmenlerimiz ve bütün öğrencilerimiz. Tabii ki ve slaytta gördüğünüz herkese çok çok teşekkür ederiz. Fatma Hanım eğer kapanış yapmak isterseniz.
Evet, herkese gerçekten çok teşekkür ediyoruz. Bu slayttaki arkadaşlarımızı tek tek ben okumak da istiyorum. 2. Atatürk Ortaokul Yönetimine, Çanakkale 18 Mart Üniversitesi'ne, Doçent Doktor Ganime Aydın'a, İBB Sosyal Hizmetler Daire Başkanı sevgili Enif Yavuz Dipşar ve ekibine, Doçent Doktor Ayşin Kaplan Sayı'ya ve projede isimli ya da isimsiz bize destek veren herkese çok teşekkür ediyoruz. Güzel bir süreçti. Böyle bir süreçte yer almaktan dolayı ben de bir kadın mühendis olarak büyük zevk aldım. Onu daha önce de söylemiştim konuşmamda da. Amerika Birleşik Devletleri Türkiye misyonuna gerçekten çok teşekkür ediyoruz ve bundan sonraki projelerde de birlikte çalışmak isteriz. Bu proje aslında bize şunu gösterdi. Bu bir başlangıç. O kadar büyük bir talep ve bu konuda o kadar büyük bir ihtiyaç var ki bu projenin devamını biz yapmak durumundayız. Yapacağız, yapmak zorundayız. Dolayısıyla bu konuda da burada çalışan, birlikte çalıştığımız herkesle tekrar birlikte çalışmak ve tekrar desteklerini talep ediyorum bu vesileyle. Deryacığım slaytı kapatabilirsin. Sorular varsa Defne Cengiz bu arada bağlandı. Defne'ye hemen söz verelim isterseniz ve Defne ile bitirmiş olalım. Çok teşekkür ediyorum hepinize. Konsolosluktan katılan arkadaşlara, Mervin'e, Barış Mendoza'ya, Çok çok teşekkür ediyorum. Gerçekten vakit ayırıp geldiniz, bizi dinlediniz. Birlikte güzel bir yolculuk yaptık. Özellikle Barış Bey'e bütün iletişimimizi sürekli sağladığı için ayrıca çok teşekkür ediyorum. Sağ olun, var olun.
Teşekkürler. Defneciğim, eğer buradaysan senden bir son söz alabiliriz. Mikrofonunu açabilirsen. Az önce açıktı sanırım.
Bir şey daha çok konuşmak istedim. Sadece tekrar bu projeyi mümkün kılan herkese teşekkür ederiz. Özellikle proje koordinatörlerimize, ortak kuruluşlarımıza ve önemlisi bizi devam etmeye teşvik eden öğretmenlerimize ve öğrencilerimize. Bu proje eğitimin hayatlarda yeniden inşa etme ve dönüştürme gücüne inanan herkes için bir umut ışığı olsun. O yüzden her şey için teşekkür ederim. İyi akşamlar ve görüşürüz. Teşekkürler.
Çok
Ve kolay gelsin
teşekkürler.
herkese.
Çok teşekkürler.
Çok
Çok
teşekkür
hepimize.
Görüşürüz. İyi akşamlar.
Akşamlar.
Teşekkürler.
Çok teşekkürler. Çok
Türkiye'ye iyi
teşekkürler.
akşamlar.
Tebrikler herkese.
Herkese çok sevgiler.
İyi akşamlar herkese.
İyi akşamlar.
İyi akşamlar
İyi
herkese.
akşamlar.
Teşekkürler.
İyi akşamlar. İyi akşamlar.
İyi akşamlar herkese.
İyi
akşamlar
akşamlar.
herkese.
Görüşürüz.
İyi akşamlar.